Good evening, guys. Mike here from the Voices of the Vic podcast. Hope you're all doing very, very well this evening, and I hope you enjoyed last night. It's nice to get back on winning terms, especially in front of our own fans. That was very delightful. Just wait for a few more people to join before we get stuck into it tonight, guys. Just quickly to point out for those that will re-watch this when it's on our YouTube channel straight after this. Ben couldn't make it tonight, unfortunately. His parenting duties have taken over, which is absolutely fine. Ben, if you do watch his back or if you tune in at some stage, I hope you're doing well, mate. And myself and Ben will obviously be back on Sunday, available for you guys to listen to on Sunday, when we are joined by James from the Watford Way. And we'll be discussing the game this week coming up against Birmingham City, my hometown team. But before we do that, I think it's probably best to start off then last night's game. First comment, Ant Parsons. There you go, ER. And you can tell your mum you've made it again, mate. How you doing, Ant? Hope you're keeping well, buddy. Um, Interesting to know your thoughts on the game last night, Ant, because we're just about to go into it. Obviously, people will be able to watch his back, so if there isn't many people in here, then that's absolutely fine. People can watch it back. Hope you're doing well anyway. But we'll start with the lineup. You know, trying to understand what sort of formation we was going with last night, which was weird. But again, no changes to the team lineup, and I think John Marks actually said, and Tommy Mooney on co-coms, I think they said we've not named an unchanged side so far this season, which is very, very odd. And it just goes to show that rotation is what you need in the Championship, and it will happen. And having a big squad and squad depth like we do will sort of come in handy. So yeah, you know, it was another three changes to the team that unfortunately lost at home to Cardiff. The three changes was Kiko Feminea, Nathaniel Chalobah and Paritza coming in for Wilmot, Garner and João Pedro respectively. Now, it was very interesting because myself and Ben put out a social media post just a few weeks ago, in fact, saying that, in fact, it was after the Preston game, saying that Andre Gray's not going to be playing at the moment because A, he's injured, and B, I don't know if he's been sort of reprimanded by the club over breaking lockdown for a second time. But we sort of asked the question who we thought or who people thought the best partnership would be up front. And majority of the answers were João Pedro and Troy Deeney, which is what Ben said. And we put a poll out, and I said in there, I says I think João Pedro and Troy Deeney would probably be the better of the two if you're going to have a partnership. But I said it'd be very, very interesting to find out if, or sort of very interesting to see if Troy Deeney and Paritza could make something of it up front together. So, and that's exactly what happened. It was a bit like a throwback. I think Watford Observer put a tweet out saying, or The Athletic put a tweet out, one of the two put a tweet out saying how it was a bit like the old-fashioned days, sort of a throwback to the GT times, Sir Graham Taylor times, you know, 4-4-2, two big guys up front, because Paritza and Troy are two big guys, albeit in two different ways, but you sort of, usually, if you play a 4-4-2 with two big guys up top, it doesn't tend to work. But I thought they were brilliant. It took 3 minutes to register our first shot on target yesterday, which is a bit of the unknown for Watford. It usually takes us a while to get into the game. Sometimes we're lucky to even have a shot on target, you know, but 3 minutes, we forced a save out of Blackman in the Rotherham goal. And it was those two that I've just mentioned. It was Paritza and Deeney linking up. Well, the other way around. Troy Deeney doing what he does best, winning it in the air, bringing it down for Paritza, and he forced a good save out of Blackman. But that was 3 minutes in, and I think the difference you could tell this week to last week, and I understand we were coming up against a different sort of pedigree team in the form of Rotherham, and I mean no disrespect to Rotherham, but when you compare them to Cardiff, um, it's two different propositions. You really should be starting as well as we did against Rotherham, and again, I mean no disrespect to Rotherham, but um, yeah, the Cardiff game we just looked sort of lethargic throughout. We were trying to get forward. We weren't really creating much, but we looked on it yesterday. Like I say, we forced the save out of the keeper 3 minutes in. We got an early goal. We were 2-0 up within sort of however many minutes it was. But I just thought that the players looked on it yesterday. And like Troy Deeney had a smile on his face. And see you later, Ant. I've just got your comment. Take it easy. But yeah, Troy Deeney looked like he had a smile on his face. And yeah, Kabasele scored in the 4th minute. I think it was a result of the corner that was forced from the save that was forced from Paritza that we scored the corner. Troy Deeney getting the flick on, and then Kabasele scoring his first goal in 3 years. I did try and do a little bit of research last night and tried to find out who that goal was against. Kabasele's last goal for Watford before this one, obviously. I couldn't find out. I've got a sneaky suspicion it was against Leicester at home. I know it was at home, but I don't know who it was against. And obviously Troy getting the assist for that goal. And then 15 minutes on the clock, Troy Deeney. Not the prettiest goal. It certainly won't be up for goal of the month or goal of the season, but right place, right time. Troy Deeney of last season, would he have made an attempt for it? Would he have gone for it? Would he have been in the position? I don't think so. And like I say, he looked like he had a smile on his face. He looked like, yeah, he's on it here. It didn't, unfortunately lead to any more goals, but I think the first half was what we wanted to see in the last few games. It's just a shame it wasn't the case in the second half, because the second half was completely different. Rotherham sort of, I won't say grew into the game, because I don't think they were strong enough to really put us under any real pressure. But I do think had we played a stronger side, that game would not have finished 2-0. In the second half, we would have lost alone. We would definitely be conceding 1, 2, or maybe 3. So yeah, the second half was much more different. You look at the first half, the possession wise, we were very comfortable. We had 72% of the ball. Rotherham only had 28% of the possession. In the second half, we had 62% of the ball and 38. Granted, it's not that much of a difference. I think we took our foot off the gas a little bit. I know the guys over at From the Rookery End pointed that out. There's a lot of people that made a lot of sort of observations whereby they were saying if we was up against a sort of a bigger team, we would have got punished. Personally, I do think that as well. But I also think if we're up against a stronger team, had they first started knocking on the door, I'm hoping we won't find out, because it wasn't the case, but I'm hoping we would have sort of ramped it up a gear and started to put our foot down a little bit more again. But I think we cannot play throughout the season like that. We cannot go 2 goals up and try and sit on it. We know that that's what Ivic likes to do, because when Ivic has been at his former clubs, he likes to build a little bit of a lead and then sit on the lead. You can't do that in the Championship. You can't do that in English football. Doesn't matter if it's Premier League, doesn't matter if it's League One, League Two, the Championship, you name it, you can't do it. So yeah, I think Ivic is like, I'm hoping he's already learnt it, because we're however many games into the season we are. So fingers crossed he's learnt it. But I think overall it was a pretty relatively comfortable game for us last night. And I think it's another 3 points. Obviously, that puts us third. 17 games played, 30 points gained. 1 point off the leaders, Bournemouth and Norwich jointly. Norwich are playing tonight against Nottingham Forest. You'd expect them to get 3 points at home. But the fact that we're 17 games in and with 30 points and we're only a point behind the chasing pack, a point behind the leaders, and we've not really kicked on and we've not really clicked, other than I think the best performance we've seen this season is probably against Preston, and it was a depleted Preston side. I think 30 points from 17 games is absolutely superb. I really, really do. So I will take that all day and twice on a Sunday. So we know what we have to do. I mean, firstly, the first big sticking point which we have to address is the away form. You know, we've got an away game coming up on Saturday, which I'll touch upon in a little bit. And then this is the next run of games. This is the next 6 games that we've got. We've got Birmingham away on Saturday, Brentford at home on the Tuesday after, Huddersfield away. Got to be looking at getting 3 points there. Norwich at home, tough game. I'm glad we're at home for that one because we would get absolutely smacked away, I personally feel. And then we've got Millwall away. That'll be an interesting one on the 29th of December. And then we have Swansea away, which sort of basing it on our current away form, I'm not particularly looking forward to that one or the Millwall one, because we know what Millwall are like in terms of their style of play. The Den is very much like, I know they might be on a little bit of a bad run at the moment, but going to the Den in midweek is never an easy game. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. But we have to sort that away form out. I really don't know what it is that's sort of, I just can't quite put my finger on why we work so well at home but don't away. There has to be something underlying that we're not being told that is happening, or I really don't know. Thankfully, I don't have to find the answer because it's not me that has to stand in the dugout every week. But yeah, like I say, 3 points, third in the table, a point behind the top 2. Can't go too wrong about that. This weekend coming up, we are playing Birmingham City, who find themselves 16th in the table on 19 points. It's not quite gone to plan for Birmingham City this season. I don't want to talk too much at length about it because we'll be discussing everything on the podcast on Sunday, where myself, Ben, and James from the Watford Way will be discussing it. Don't forget as well, guys, to get your comments in. I think it's down there. Any questions as well, make sure you get them in. But yeah, Birmingham game's going to be, as always, it's going to be a tricky game. I've obviously been from Birmingham. A lot of my mates are Birmingham City season ticket holders. So I'm personally hoping that we get one over them as well. But although they might not be on the best run of form at the moment, it will still be a tough game. And Watford, if I know Watford as well as I do, I know we will make bloody hard work of it. I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope the lads actually go out and sort of make a statement and we can start picking up points on the road. Well, I say picking up points on the road. We have been. We averaged a point away from home every game. I think we played 8 away games and got 8 points. What I mean is we need to start getting wins away from home. And I think that first, I think if we pick up a win at St Andrews, I think we can then go on and hopefully, like I say, we've got a few more away games coming up. Huddersfield, another chance to get 3 points. You just never know. It will contribute to the bigger factor. It will contribute to the bigger picture. It will contribute to the home form. It will contribute then the away form, and then hopefully something does click and we can go on this amazing run that everyone's expecting us to go on. So fingers crossed that can be the case, but I'm under no illusion. Don't let the league table fool you. Birmingham City will provide us a stern test, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm absolutely gutted that we're in lockdown for a number of reasons, but this is the one that I would have loved to have gone to. Even, on it was a Saturday. I know it's December, so, usually the Christmas German market will be on, so you'd be having a few pints with your mates in the German market and walk up to the ground or whatever. But yeah, I'm absolutely gutted we can't be there. Not so hopeful that we'll be able to go to the Coventry away fixture, which is also at St Andrews. I don't think we're going to be seeing away fans in stadiums this season. I think we're going to have to wait until the vaccine is fully rolled out. So yeah, gutted I can't be there. Really need 3 points. Like I say, we've got Birmingham City and Huddersfield coming up. Birmingham are in 16th, Huddersfield are in 12th. So we really do need to start picking up points away from home. And I personally believe that once we pick up a win away from home again, we can start to build on the away form and then keep the home form as it is, because that's been cushy. Other than last Saturday's defeat, that was the first time we've lost this season. And like I say, we've not played particularly well, but sometimes you have to take the rub of the green. And if we're not playing well and we're third in the table with 30 points after 17 games, then God forbid what we'll look like when we are playing well and we are clicking. So fingers crossed it works out like that. We're under no illusion that this is going to be a long old season. I don't think any of us were under the illusion that, well, maybe some probably thought that we were going to walk the league, but you forget what a grueling league the Championship is. You know, doing these YouTube live videos, doing podcasts, you soon start to understand again that the fixture list comes thick and fast. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting couple of weeks. But I think I think unless anyone's got any more questions, like I say, drop them in the comments below. I think we will about wrap it up there. Before we do so, I just want to give a shout out to the guys over at Golden Pages at Watford Fanzine on Twitter. I ordered a calendar for the new year from theirs. They've got some absolutely brilliant snaps as well. March, February. So, £10 it cost me. And we've had Tom Wicks, who is from the Watford fan page, the Golden Pages Watford fanzine. We've had Tom Wicks on one of our shows recently, and he's a great guy. Everything they do at the moment, they're struggling because they can't do their normal sales outside the grounds. So £10 for a calendar, can't go wrong with it. The quality is brilliant. It arrived in next to no time after ordering it. Nice and easy to order. £10 goes a long way to those guys. So make sure you head over to their website, and it's at Watford Fanzine on Twitter as well. So make sure you go and order one. And like I say, that £10 might not be a lot to me or you, but it'll go a long way to helping them, continue to provide great content, which is what they do at the moment. Like I say, myself, Ben, and James will be available to download on Sunday, where we'll hopefully be talking about 3 points gained at St Andrews, and then we'll be looking ahead to the Brentford game. We've got a gentleman called Billy from the Besotted podcast to talk about the Brentford game coming on as well. So that should be another corker for you. So yeah, and as always, as me and Ben always say, I know it sounds a bit repetitive, but we really do appreciate the support. Without you guys, without the support we get, without the interaction we get, we wouldn't be able to do it. There'd be no point in us doing it. So please do continue the support. Me and Ben, we literally can't thank you enough. And hopefully, when more fans are allowed in, if you see us at games, give us a nudge. We'll have a drink with you. We'll have a chat with you, whatever. We just want to sort of say thanks to everybody. So yeah, if you do see us about at games, don't be afraid to give us a nudge. And like I say, we'll have a chat. We'll have a beer. We'll have whatever. We'll have a drink, and we can chat some football. But yeah, thank you very, very, very much, guys, for watching this. As always, don't forget to drop a like on the video, drop a comment as well, share it to your Watford FC friends, and subscribe as well if you don't already. And I'll be back on YouTube Live next week after the Brentford game. Don't forget as well, we are now going to be doing YouTube Lives the day after the game, because we realised that at the end of the game, 20 to 10, not a lot of people awake. So, and to be fair, it usually keeps me up as well. So, yeah, we're going to be doing them the day after the game. So, thank you very, very much. Whether you've watched it live or whether you've rewatched it, we really do appreciate it. Stay safe, guys. Take care and enjoy the rest of your week. Take care.